This is Cole, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we did over the summer.
Yeah, I'm Jennifer, I'm the producer, and Alan, our director.
Okay, well, so our game hasn't changed a whole ton since we pitched it back on pitch day. Trying to copy this link. Okay, so our game is a 2D action art game. It's for iOS and Android devices, and they're making it in Unity. It takes place aboard the SS spaceship, and you play as this creature who's been genetically created and engineered for one reason, which is to shovel coal into the furnace which powers the SS spaceship. So here you see, this is our prototype that I made kind of solo in intermediate. This is all temp art. But here you see you've been birthed, you're learning the basic kind of controls. You tap to whack your shovel, tap to interact with whatever, and you can swipe to jump in the direction that you'd like to jump. Okay. So the narrative introduction is what you're about to see. You are, thrown into this coal pit. You're full of coal, and how you shovel coal is you walk over to this big coal chunk. You grab it a little bit, walk over here, and throw it in the furnace. And as we all know, that's the entirety of the game. There's no more to it than that. If you bump into someone, you get zapped, and it gradually gets faster and faster. But unless this little vent over here catches your eye, and you whack it, and there's this moment of epiphany where you can crawl in, and you can start exploring the rest of the SS spaceship, and you have a whole big adventure. And as you can see, you can explore it by doing some of these acrobatic moves. There will also be enemies chasing you, trying to put you back in the slave hole. And a big part of the game will be interacting with other creatures who've escaped and are kind of hiding out and trying to fend for themselves. And they'll each will have a different personality. And you'll always have the choice whether to kill these other escapees and take their food, which you will need to survive, or kind of talk with them, cooperate, befriend them. And you can get through the game either way. You can kill everyone and just take their food and get to the end, or cooperate. And we want to design it so it's kind of more enriching experience if you don't just take what you need from people.
So over the summer, we've just been trying to move on from there. So we held weekly design meetings to plan out the rest of the story and how we'd go, design different parts of the spaceship, come up with different set pieces that kind of vary the gameplay, and come up with different character ideas that Colt can interact with and kill or help him or whatever. We also set our artists to work on working on concept art, which I'll show you later. And we also got our programmers to start converting the code to C# so it'll be easier to work with and to help familiarize them with the game.
So here's a little bit of the concept art. You can see that's a scenario, that narrative plot point that will happen later in the game. There's an enemy that you kind of defeat. He's kind of a spinning fan flying guy. You kind of jump through his blades, and that kills him. There's a character who's found a bunch of video cassettes, and he becomes obsessed with them. So yeah, we've got a team of artists from LCAD, USC, and CalArts, and this is going to be a very 2D animation-heavy game, and we're still recruiting.
Yep. So getting the designers to work on a couple of design docs over the summer too, to come up with ways that the game can be interesting. So we have like boss fights and different types of platforming sections. We've come up with some basic level layouts, and we've put together some documents to make it easier for them to start playing around with the game.
We've also got some prototypes in development. I'm going to show you a prototype of our conversation system, since those dialogue trees will be such a big part of the game. So this character is named the Muscle Man. He's kind of this guy, you come in on his little house and you find him just flexing his big muscles in the mirror. That's him. And so he says, "Oh, hello, I almost didn't see you with those pitiful muscles. How are you doing today?" And you can say, "Oh, they're hungry or fun. Your muscles sure look hungry. Your muscles." So you can't really tell, but you can't really tell, but I'll pause it so you stop laughing. So when he says his thing, his text actually goes on to the next sentence without any input from the player. We kind of want these characters to feel alive, not just like propped. So they'll like keep talking even if you're not responding. If you take too long to answer a question, they'll either yell at you to answer the question or just answer it for you. But if the text is going too slow, you can tap on the text and it makes all the text appear. And that's something we're kind of playing with, just to make the characters feel more real and there.
So we've been drawing out some of the dialogue trees to make sure the conversations are always interesting and varied, and we kind of know what we're doing during the semester.
So our team has Fullerton. This is something we accomplished over the summer. Cole has full-on Fullerton fever. She has come on as our industry mentor, and we're very excited that we'll be getting her input with you. So lastly, we are recruiting 2D animators is a big thing. We'd like another programmer or two and a sound designer. And really, if this idea interests you, it seems like something you'd be able to work on passionately for 2 semesters, please come up and meet with us. We're looking to create a game that's kind of fun and funny and thoughtful and weird and weirdly touching. So if you'd like to be a part of that, we would love you to be a part of it. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
That was good. That covered all the basic points. It was very good, enjoyable, and fun banter to play. Just make sure you look forward all the time back at the screen. But otherwise, really good presentation. Here's Amanda.